Hi everyone, my name is Lilly. So for you who following me on social media, lately I have talked about my cancer, but I feel like maybe I really never make a video, maybe yes, maybe no, but let's do it today and talk about that. So first, when we talk about cancer, I feel like a lot of people like, oh my god, that is something really scary, because when you hear about the cancer, the word feel like that is a illness that actually going to kill you. But I want to let you know what I learned from my doctor. Cancer basically means it's an abnormal growth of the cell. Some of them, grow very, very fast, and some of them grow quite slowly, which is the type of cancer that I have. Yes, some of them can grow really aggressively kill you, but that is not my cancer. Thank you. If there's a God. So the story is, let's get back to 2019. So I have a midlife crisis. I packed everything from Victoria, moved to WA, Perth, do a fly-in, fly-out job. And then during that time, I see a beautician for Botox treatment. She later noticed there's a lump underneath my ear, just alongside, my neck here. And she was like, have you go and check it out? Talk to the doctor, things like that. For some reason, I always just delay. But since I'm coming back to Victoria, just before, around 2022, so I decided, go and check it out with the doctor. So from the GB doctor, went to the referral and then do a biopsy, which is put a needle in that area and then extract the cell out to check out, is that cancer or not. So after that, they refer me to a body scan and then give me a phone call after the result come out. They say to me, sit down, you probably, want to take it easy because I have cancer. I'm like, oh my god, are you sure? How sure are you? Are you guessing? Kind of in like, in deny, in defense mode, right? And then he pretty much like 90%, we sure you have cancer. So basically, the cancer that I got is called lymphoma. My cancer cell is around my neck, at my spleen, at my groin area, and also underneath my armpit as well. So this is what we discovered from the full body scan. I'm like, okay, so I have cancer. So what can I do? And surprisingly, he said to me, you don't have to do anything because the type of cancer that you have is actually slow growing. So doing a chemotherapy will do much more damage to your body. So at the moment, they're not affect your body much, so it's fine. Just consistently monitor it, and that is 2022. So when I come back to Victoria, all I have to do for the past 4 years is just have doctor appointments, see the doctor, and keep checking, and also have blood tests as well. But for our last appointment, due to there's some changes with the lump, because I think this one appeared maybe like 6 months ago, or very quickly, like 3 months, I don't know, and this one as well. So I have much more lump here, and the doctor actually kind of worry as well, because sometimes, even though it's slow growing, but it depends how big the lump grow, right? Because if they're actually pressing against other part of your body, it could cause other problem as well. So we're thinking like, okay, maybe we need to do a chemo. There's a conversation there, but before we decided, let's have a blood test and body scan again, since that is 4 years ago the last scan. Today I see the doctor, and after we look at the result, so there is some grow lump in my body, but overall I'm still very steady. And chemo definitely, will do more harm than good to my body, which is so sad, because I tell the doctor, oh my god, I want to get rid of this lump. It just made me feel ugly, like got this like a frog, right? And then but and then the doctor said, yeah, he see me, he understand me where I'm coming from, my vanity side of me. But I have to understand that the fact is the chemo won't do any good to my body, right? Because chemo is try to kill the cancer cell, and at the same time it's gonna kill your good cell as well, and gonna bring your immune system low, and it's quite toxic to your body, could create a lot of other problem as well. So better no than sorry. So yeah, so that it is. So but one thing I want to share with you is like sometimes if you have any lump and bump, right, if you touch it, if it's inflammations, so you feel a bit painful. But when you touch it, you actually feel nothing, that's when you actually kind of have to be check it out with the doctor. I have to say that don't be afraid, even though cancer sounds like such a deadly thing, but our medical treatment is also getting a lot advanced as well. So if prevention is not is not something that we can do, hopefully early diagnosis and see the doctor will change everything, right? Especially like in my case as well right now, which is I'm really thankful because I have 3 children, and I still don't want to die yet. I'm not ready to die yet. I still have to make my zine, right? Yeah. So that is the story that I want to share, and yeah, don't have to feel sorry for me, because I already feel really thankful and very grateful that I have cancer, but I don't have to do much anything about it at the moment, because the doctor said, I don't know why he chose to say this to me. He said that his predictions like your cancer is growing slow, but maybe eventually it will become really fast growing, and that is when we have to do something about it. I'm like, oh my god, is my cancer suddenly will become fast growing? That's when I'm like, oh. But anyway, there's a different story. But I'm not dying right now. That's the most important things. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, enjoying my zine. Okay, so at the moment, I have a creative block the other day, with this picture that I have in my mind, but it just doesn't speak the language. It just doesn't flow, and then I look at some other people, post online, also get some inspiration as well, and I think I found a solutions. But yeah, at the same time it's so funny, right? Because I did edit a zine last year, and then in the past, my ex-partner is a graphic designer, so when we used to talk about design, right, I think he loved to be cohesive. He continued teaching me how to be cohesive, but sometimes looking back, I understand, why sometimes I like the wrong shoes approach with certain things, because that's just my design aesthetic. But now I can much appreciate where he come from, because I understand sometimes, yeah, I can have a wrong shoes aesthetic approach, but overall the whole zine I do prefer have a more cohesive design aesthetic as well. So now I have to think about how to have a solution for this picture, but at the same time how it's gonna see in other page of this zine as well. I know this design thing, this is something that's in my head, but I know, and one thing I want to say, for, oh no, I don't want to get cancelled. Yeah, maybe don't have to say this. So anyway, thank you for listening. Bye.